Hi. I just wanted to open up a conversation and sort of give a little bit of forgiveness for the amount of racism that's in the United States. Because people don't seem to comprehend how structured the systems of racism were. So look at this right here. This is a book on eugenics. It's huge. 1917. Basically, it's like the most hateful version of the Bible that you could possibly imagine, where it tells you everything that's right and everything that's wrong with people. And it correlates all of these abnormalities to genetic deficiencies. Now, between 1880 and 1974, over 126,000 people were forcibly detained and sterilized. Yeah, as in neutered, fixed, for being genetically inferior. Right up until the 70s, before the government created the war on drugs, which the CIA used to import drugs, hundreds of tons at a time, and you can actually look that up, CIA dealing drugs. I mean, in 2012, they were caught with over 400 tons of cocaine on a prison transfer aircraft. And so when you look at the amount of racism in the country, when you look at the genocide of the Native Americans, we got here in 1492, there was 15 million Native Americans. The war between Native Americans went off and on between the early 1600s right up through to, through the 1800s. And in that period of time, 98% of the Native American population was eliminated, right? Or put in concentration camps. That same period of time, within 3 years of bringing slaves from the Dutch to America from Africa, they declared war on the Native Americans. So basically, as soon as they had the capacity to declare war on the Native Americans, they immediately had weaponized themselves and expanded the territories of the United States at the cost of about 15 million people, Native Americans. We'll call it 14 million, just to be fair. And then, of course, there was 2.5 million Africans that died just getting to the United States, not including the millions that died in slavery, not including the millions of Japanese and Irish immigrants, Jewish immigrants that have been horribly mistreated throughout the history of this country. And it's been very structured. I mean, it was written in the law. Eugenics, this wasn't a book, guys. This was a network of 378 universities enrolling tens of thousands of people in structured racism, teaching you how and why you should be racist. Okay? It's not an accident that people have all of these embedded stereotypes that were written down, talked about, and taught to individuals as if they were truth. Now, obviously, that's a load of bullshit. We can all see that. But the reality is, 1880 to 1974, that's what, 4 or 5 generations of people that are being brainwashed, literally brainwashed into being racist, because the same people that made this book, the same people that funded these eugenics facilities, J.P. Morgan, the Rockefeller Group, General Motors, Ford, people that were funding this, they also funded the Nazis. So when you're talking about the fact that Ford produced a lot of vehicles for the Nazis with slaves that were provided to him from Russia in a factory that was essentially like a black site. He got to produce lots of vehicles for very inexpensively. The Nazis got lots of vehicles, and they didn't have to pay because it was built by the Nazis for them, and it was being worked by Russian slaves. General Motors built more Blitzkrieg trucks, the Blitz trucks, than anybody. Alcoa Inc. was the largest aluminum manufacturer. They literally gave their entire supply to the Germans so that they could build an armada. IBM is the one that helped them with all the calculation, all the infrastructure, putting everything all together so that they could have business solutions for their genocide. You see, America from its very inception, was extremely exclusive and very elitist. And at no point in the history of the United States has there any been freedom for the common person, really. You know, you could do whatever you wanted, but there was a lot of restrictions. There's always been a lot of restrictions because there was always people that had an enormous amount of power compared to the people that didn't. And they've always been trying to make that gap bigger, and you can see now that it's enormous. You know, it's insecurity made manifest. People that just are in need. They're afraid. They can't trust, and it's unfortunate. I feel bad for these people. They've been tricked. They've been had. It's like worse. It was worse than a church, right? They're paying all this money to learn hate. They're paying lots of money to learn hate that is not only inaccurate, it's not useful. These people have been had. I feel bad. I feel sad for these people. They don't even know it. They don't even know the quality of life that they could have if they weren't so brainwashed. And so I just want to say, I'm sorry, all the people that are racist in the world. I'm sorry that you bought into the system of lies that was designed to take your money and make you small of mind so that you could be easily controllable. And I'm really sorry that that happened. And I hope that you can see that all you need to do is drop the facade that other people are not like you. It's like the same instrument. Maybe it's playing a different song, but that doesn't mean it's not still a guitar. Just saying.